Yeah, Rap Sheet, there's been way too much news about the Jags and James Robinson. What the hell's going on there? Why won't they let him play? And are they probably going to move on from him and go with Travis Etienne next year?
I have to say, like, I've been a little surprised by this news cycle. And, I'm not going to say that I wasn't watching the wee minutes of a blowout Jaguars loss. Obviously I was watching all of the games intently, equally.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, to have a player, your best player, benched, and I get it, he fumbled, okay. But to have your best player benched and then have your quarterback come back and say, that's a guy we need on the field, I don't know. It's not alarming, but it's just not a situation you get all the time. I mean, a rookie quarterback coming and saying, actually, this coaching decision maybe wasn't right. We need this guy on the field. I was surprised by this, and there's been a couple things with the Jaguars where it sort of raised my eyebrows. I still think there's a chance they're okay, but it has been a really difficult season. A learning curve for Urban Meyer, I would say. A really steep learning curve.
Yeah,
Who cares?
He's done.
He's gone.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I feel terrible for him.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for a lot of great football players that are down there and everything like that. And they're in the middle of a rebuild, and maybe they'll be all the way back. But who cares? I mean, they stink, huh? Is the culture being built behind the scenes down there, you think? Is anybody buying in? When you lose, and whenever things like, I don't want to bring it up, chop house.
Chop house.
When things like that happen, it's not good. That's not an easy way to get people to continue to want to buy into what you're doing. Are you hearing anything behind the scenes down there about they're buying in and it's just a process here that they're going to go through?
I mean, it's so hard to keep everyone on the same page when you're losing. It's like people talk about, rebuilding and you want to get the number one pick. Like, yes, let's say you're the Texans. Yes, having the number one pick would be amazing. But not everyone is kind of it seems the Lions are pretty together, even though they're terrible.
They knew it.
It feels like they still believe, even though they're bad. And I think with the Texans, what you've had is players fighting old regime versus new regime, kind of that clash, which is why you saw Justin Reed suspended, Zach Cunningham was waived. And I think with the Jaguars, there's a little bit of that same sort of old regime, new regime frustration. It's not that you can't get over it, but you have to pay attention to all of it. And I hope and think this week that Urban Meyer has all right, we need to get ahead of this. I need to talk to the player. I need to fix this. I need to make sure that if we do something coaching-wise that affects, one of our best players, everyone at least has to understand how this helps us win in the future.